Hey everyone, welcome to 996 The Howl. For the uninitiated, this is an unedited YouTube vlog discussing everything on Toronto. What a performance. What an elite performance by a goaltender. We've seen it, sprinkled here and there with Kemper and Raanta as Coyote goaltenders, but really reminded me of like a Mike Smith 2012 or 2011 performance. He made 44 saves on 46 shots, just getting absolutely peppered every single minute in this game. The Avalanche just poured it on from the start of the whistle to their overtime goal. Just continued to pound pucks on net and just cycle around the Coyotes' D zone. And the Coyotes had no answer but to just hang around and hope for Antti Raanta to bail them out. And Raanta got them a point. So the Coyotes come out of this two-game road trip against the Avs with 3 out of a possible 4 points. You can't ask for more than that. Obviously, you can ask for better performances, but the end result is what you wanted. 3 out of 4 points. Keep in the race. You got a huge 3 games against Minnesota coming up on the road. Huge 3 games. You can't state it enough how important these 3 games are. The Minnesota Wild coming off back-to-back wins against the Golden Knights. They're feeling good. It seems like they're never going to come back down to earth. So the only way to leapfrog them is to actually get points when you face them head-to-head. But let's talk more about the Colorado game. Yes, such a treat, such an experience to watch, such a stellar goalie performance. Pitlick getting another goal. He's got 3 goals in his last 3 games. It's good to get to see Pitlick get rewarded. I thought Keller once again was the best forward for the Coyotes. Their first game against the Avalanche and last night. Look, he wants the puck. He's commanding plays. He's got the speed boots on. He's trying to generate something, and he seemed like the only Coyotes forward to do so. Was really disappointed in Schmaltz and Garland these past 2 games. If Keller can do it, why not them? And Keller's playing on a line with Dvorak and Pitlick. Garland and Schmaltz are put together. For whatever reason, they weren't putting their full effort in these 2 games against the Avalanche. It seems like whenever they play Colorado, Garland and Schmaltz are just really quiet, which is a concern. You want to know why that is against a really tough team like the Avalanche. It's like they can't really use their speed because the Avalanche's D are so fast too, and their forwards on their back check are so fast as well. The Avalanche play a tremendous game. Speed up and down their lineup, never stopping, never getting tired, just so consistent, making circles around in the offensive zone, always finding that open man, especially on that first goal by Saad. Just their ability to hit the zone with so much speed but still have the IQ to find that open forward who has the best opportunity to score. It's really a skill of theirs. Coyotes, not much else to say. The defense was okay. A lot of those 46 shots were on the perimeter. There was probably like 7 grade A chances. You could argue there was like 10 really good scoring chances that Raanta had to stand on his head and make a desperate save for. But I thought the defense played well. Osterley had a bit of a rough game. Hopefully he cleans it up. But Chychrun, OEL, even Demers, good games. Hjalmarsson, good games. The penalty kill was excellent, killing 5 out of 5 penalties against a top 5 power play in the Avalanche. The Coyotes are now first in the league on road penalty kill, and like I said in the previous video, the Coyotes play much better on the road. Not sure what it is. It's just that during COVID, you can't leave your hotel, so the only thing you can do is think about hockey. And it seems to be working. I think they're 5-0-1 in their past 6 road games, so that bodes well for the 3 games against Minnesota, and then a short trip in Anaheim to close out this 7-game road trip. Other than that, Raanta, you can't expect that performance every single game. The Coyotes got bailed out by Raanta. The Coyotes need to play so much better in front of Raanta. I don't like this team, really bad against the Avalanche. They were outshot 81-28 in these 2 games alone, which is miserable. I don't even know what their game plan is against the Avalanche or recently the past like 10 games, obviously they're not following the game plan because the Coyotes, it's either they have a really bad one of the periods that makes them lose the game, or they're forced to have tremendous comebacks. Two against the Ducks, one against Minnesota when they were down 2-0 last weekend. But even these two Avalanche games, what is their game plan going into this? Because they just failed a game plan in consecutive games, not generating good offensive pressure consistently. They had their looks a couple of times, but it was too few and in between their chances against Grubauer and the Avalanche. They need to come out against the Minnesota Wild ready, and they know how important these games are, because if you fall behind the 8 ball in these 3 games, that could probably be the season. I know I said last weekend was a season deciding games with the back-to-backs against Minnesota, but they split them. Now it's 3 games. You can't split 3 games, so we'll see who comes out on top. Injuries, Kemper's injured week to week. I'm confident in Raanta and Hill. They're steady goalies who sometimes will steal a game for you or steal a point, just like last night. But the Coyotes, I'm more frustrated in just their shot attempts, their offensive consistency. Getting 14 shots in 2 consecutive games is abysmal. It's not NHL level at all. Not even sure what's happening. When they get good chances, they're missing the net a couple times. They probably need to learn just to shoot on net, get that shot on goal, crash the net, and see what happens. They're sort of trying to always look for that pretty play sometimes, where just throw it on net. And the past 4 goals against the Avalanche were all deflections. The Pillik goal last night to tie it 1-1, the Larson game winner, the Chychrun goal, and the Brassard goal, all off Avalanche sticks. Just throw it on net. I mean, that's literally how they score, so why not keep doing that? And the Avalanche started to do that in the third period. Because they're getting so frustrated, trying to create these nice passing plays, they just decide to throw pucks on net wherever they are on the ice. It didn't work out, but even good teams know that, when you can't get something creative going, just throw pucks on net and hope for the best. You can solve a hot goalie that way by just hoping and throwing a puck on net and crashing the net and getting some sticks on that puck. So, huge 3 games against Minnesota. I think they're going to wear their red jerseys. I think it's time. I think it's the first time this season they will wear their red primary Howling Coyote jerseys. So, let's just see what happens. Pretty surprised. If these 3 games go south, I want to hear what Bill Armstrong said. I haven't heard Bill Armstrong say something in a while. I think ever since the Blues series, he's made a comment. I wonder where his head is at. If these 3 games decide the season, where the team's going to go, are they going to start selling off some of their hot assets to get some draft picks, or they just continue moving forward and hope for that chance to get a playoff spot? Hopefully one of those 4 teams collapse, which is unlikely, but I want to see where his mind's at. We haven't heard from him in a while. He's been quiet. So I would like to hear where his head's at and see what he likes and dislikes, but obviously GMs are pretty tight-mouthed, so you're probably not even going to get that information. But if a trade happens or something happens, that kind of should tell you the writing's on the wall. So I'm still expecting a change. We'll see what happens. I can't think Tocchet is happy with his position and with his team the past 10 games at least. So something needs to give. Something needs to be said in that room, or the team just needs to come together and play good, consistent hockey, which they haven't done in a really long time. So we'll see what happens. So that's it for me. Thanks for watching. If you like what you see, spread the word, and thank you for your support.